Just work from work, like home-based work. Yeah. Relax him.
Okay. Great. Okay. To bring to order the call to order meeting, special meeting of the Summers Board of Selectmen. Today is Wednesday, June 25th, 2025. It's 5 p.m. We're in Town Hall Auditorium. Let's start the meeting off with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As far as roll call goes, we've got Selectman Meyer on my right, Selectman Schmidt on my left. We have Brian Wissinger, our Chief Financial Officer, Mike Marinaccio, our Assistant Treasurer. In the audience, we have Jen Roy, our Assistant Director for Land Use and Zoning Enforcement Officer, and Andrea Vetrano. And your name is?
Melissa Pierce.
Melissa? Pierce, that's right, sorry.
No problem.
Yeah. I just see you so rarely, I couldn't remember. Okay, that's it. Good. Thank you very much. Who is the health director for the town? Right. Okay. Public comment. I don't believe we have any of that. Presentation by First Selectman. I've got a bunch of things I just want to mention here. First of all, on the 16th of June, I kicked off the first meeting of the HVAC School Building Committee. And at that meeting, of course, being a first meeting, the members, by the way, were our Bill Meyer, Joe Tolosano, Brian Wissinger, Ann Kirkpatrick, Paul Bahanowitz, Mike Marinaccio, Todd Rowland. Sam Galloway is a liaison and non-voting member. So the first they did was elected officers. So the chairman's going to be Selectman Bill Meyer. Vice chairman is board member Joe Tolosano from Finance. And the secretary is Brian Wissinger. So their first meeting is going to be next Monday at 4 o'clock in the Selectmen's conference room, right? That's where they're going to have it. One of my major concerns here is the fact that with the termination of work contract for Mr. Jim McFeet at the school system, who's been the director of building and grounds for over 30 years, they're going to need someone that's reliable that can give the committee information on the condition of the school and information on the construction of the HVAC at the school, how it's going to happen. So I'm just concerned I'm wondering how they're going to get that, because I believe the person that's been hired to replace Mr. McFeet is probably not the right person.
So they've already hired somebody?
They have.
Okay, I was curious because I watched, you guys on TV last night, at the Board of Ed meeting, and I was just wondering where it was, but they've already hired somebody to replace him. I didn't know that.
They have. His last name is Zinni, I think, Z-I-N-N-I.
And I'm not sure if it's an interim or if it's a permanent. I'm not sure.
I don't know either.
Okay, all right, but they have hired somebody. Okay, thank you.
And he was an existing person already there, so it wasn't like he was a new hire. Yeah, okay. Exactly. But that's just a concern I have, personal concern, and just let Selectman Meyer know that that's something that I think he needs to address, of course, as being chairman of that committee. Okay, last Friday, what was that, June 20th? Yeah, first of all, I went to a reception last Friday that the Economic Development Commission had at Worthington Pond We had a bunch of people there who were businessmen from the town. And I basically was the speaker. I spoke about the Charter Revision Commission recommendations and potential impact it might have on businesses in town. And also, I was able to encourage Tom Clark, who is a member of the Charter Revision Commission, who was also there, to also speak up. So he's not bashful. So we had a good discussion. It was very informal, but I think a good get together. Also, last Friday, I attended a CROG, Council of Regional Governments, Hartford, CROG meeting of First Selectmen and Town Managers in Coventry, Connecticut. There were 12 towns represented, and it lasted about 2 hours. It was a good gathering. It gives you an opportunity to meet some of these other people and hear the presentations, and it was a good session. Also, I attended the school board meeting on the 23rd of June. This is 2 nights ago. And at that meeting, they had a public comment period at the end of their meeting. There were over 100 residents of Somers who showed up for that meeting to basically demonstrate their support for Jim McFeet and their love and respect for him and all the work he's done for this town over the last 30-some years. And again, he's a man who I think deserves a lot of respect, and he's been a tremendous asset to the town that goes well beyond just the school system. And I think that I was most surprised at that meeting to hear that, and by the way, even though with 100 residents in attendance, at least 30 of them spoke that evening, which was very impressive. It went on for a good hour, just the presentations of the residents. And I was most surprised to hear that except for the chairman of the Board of Education and the superintendent of schools, that no one else was involved, as far as the board's concerned, with the decision to terminate Mr. McFeet. I found that is amazing. So I think that certainly needs to be investigated, and we'll hear more about that, I'm sure, in the future. Also, I wanted to mention that the fire department union contract was ratified by the union and transmitted to the town on the 23rd of June, this past Monday. We turned it around and sent it to the members of the Board of Selectmen the same day. Board of Selectmen.
Oh,
yeah.
sent to us?
Yeah. You didn't get yours?
I don't think I got it either.
I didn't get it either, that's why.
Okay, well.
Easy. The red line version.
Yeah, make sure they
You
get
guys can get
a copy to you
forward in
today.
a few minutes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Well, the good news is we have 14 days to receive it. So, but
That's
once we receive it, we need to act within 30 days, or it goes into effect automatically.
Yep.
That's how it works. So we ought to put that on the agenda for some meeting that we have with the Board of Selectmen in the future. So just think about that.
Makes sense.
Yep, no problem.
Okay. And again, we spent a fair amount of time negotiating the terms of that contract, and I think the board will be pretty pleased with what we ended up with. Also, I just wanted to mention another item. I wanted to mention that the town received an ethics complaint today, as a matter of fact, the final complaint, and with regards to that, that's why we're proceeding, seating a full membership of the Ethics Committee. Now, the committee only meets when there's an ethics complaint. So that's why we only have 2 members, and we're bringing in some additional members.
Oh, that's tonight.
Right. We're doing that at today's meeting. Right. So just let you know that's going on. And also, I talked to the town attorney today, Carl Andolino, and he will attend the first meeting of the Ethics Committee so that they understand what's required of them. And that we'll take it from there. The last thing I wanted to mention is the Plan of Conservation and Development. Ms. Roy was involved with this. We're updating and incorporating how the low-income housing plan that we've adopted several months ago, that's becoming part of the POCD, and as well as updating maps and other key parts of the plan required by state statutes. So we're working with Tice, is it just Tice Consulting?
Tyche.
Tyche? Is that
That's how
correct?
you say it, I guess, yeah.
Tyche is
Right.
how it's spelled.
Right.
I don't know how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
But we're working with them, and that's the same outfit that put together the low-income housing plan for us, and they're really outstanding, and one of their leaders used to work in the town here, so it's helpful as well, of course. And that's all I have. Okay. So under boards and consent agenda, boards and commissions. First thing we need to do is to appoint 3 different individuals to the zoning commission, to the ethics commission. So the 2 existing, Everett and Morrill is the person that's already on it.
So you want to start with Graham or Everett?
Yeah.
You can start with, so you want to have a vote?
Yeah.
Okay, so,
Appointment of,
so I make a motion that we appoint Graham Van Kearney to the Ethics Commission with a term to expire on December 22nd, 2027.
Second that.
any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in support say aye.
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 Motion passes, thank you.
I'll make a motion to appoint Everett, or is that
Morrill.
to the Ethics Commission with a term to expire on December 22nd, 2027.
Second that.
Yeah, I just add, he chaired it actually for a period of about 8 years, 8
Yeah.
or 9 years, and we had to take him off because he'd been on so long, but he's been off for over a year, so I called him during the week, and he agreed to go back on it. So we got someone with experience,
Good.
which should be helpful. All those in support of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you.
And I make a motion to appoint Colin Landry to the Ethics Commission with a term to expire on December 22nd, 2027.
Second that.
Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none. All those in support of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you. Other members, by the way, who currently exist on the commission and the Ethics Commission are Joel Emlin, who's an attorney,
Yeah, I know, Joe.
and Sherry Markey, who is a volunteer for the Veterans Department.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, finance. Any transfers and appropriations?
Nope.
CFO's finance report and update.
We are in the middle of year-end closeouts. Tomorrow is closing out purchase orders and so forth. New fiscal year starts on Tuesday. So we are very busy right now, getting all of our ducks in a row. We hope to have end-of-year transfers to you beginning of August is the goal.
What about return to the
The estimated return to fund balance right now is about $300,000.
Oh, that's pretty good.
It's $100,000 from the schools, and then about $150,000 of unused fund balance that was approved, and then the rest being from a little bit of revenues.
Yeah, bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah, one thing I was going to ask, because the school budget is 3 times the size of the town's budget, and we've got a $300,000 return.
That includes the Board of Ed. Yeah,
Yeah, the $300,000 includes the Board of Ed?
includes the Board of Ed. Yeah.
No, I thought it was $300,000.
No.
Okay.
It's $100,000 from the Board of Ed, and then the rest is a
Well,
combination
again, the
of
question
others.
is why, since our budget is about 1/3 of theirs, why is their return so much lower than ours? Is that because they have contracts for teachers and
Yeah,
salaries?
the majority of their budget, I mean, probably 65% of their budget is encumbered on day one for just salaries.
Which they have no control over.
Right,
So
and then
their
you know,
contract.
health insurance is health insurance. Their budget gets eaten up pretty quickly.
I mean, I was pleased when I heard that. I mean, I think
I was,
it's
too.
a nice gesture by the schools. I mean,
Considering I had
budget-
been estimating 10,000, it was nice to put another zero at the end.
yeah, I mean, their
You're
budget.
estimating only 10?
I was, because that's historic.
In the past,
They
I mean,
just
they would
hide the rest of it.
They would hide or spend the rest. I think this year they were a lot more
Never six figures.
honest. Yeah, I mean, that
Always
was
50, 70. whatever.
yeah, 4,000, 5,000. I mean,
Yeah.
this year I think that it's a more honest effort by them to.
That's very helpful.
Yep.
Good, very good.
And so then we're also, Karen and I have been working, and Tim as well, on, we're looking to update the senior and disabled tax program in town. And so between Karen and I, we've come up with a new formula, a new outlay. I've given the first draft to Tim to review. Sometime during the month of July, we'll get our first draft to the Board of Selectmen to review. I've got an email out to Carl Landolina right now to make sure that we update the right parts of the ordinance, and then we'll have to schedule public hearings and so forth after that. But the goal is to have it in place before February when the new time frame opens for elderly and disabled to submit for tax relief.
Also, the goal is, just to supplement that, the goal is to simplify the system so it's
simplify the
better
system.
understood by the public, and also to expand the pool of people that would qualify for the tax
Yep.
benefit.
Good.
So it's just been a priority of mine. I'm sure the rest of the board joins me in that. And we've got a growing elder population here in town,
Yep.
and we have a growing tax base as well. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Anything else?
Nope.
So the next thing we have are the presentation of scheduled payments.
Yeah, happy to make a motion to authorize the payments in the amount of $2,014,391.94.
Second that.
I'd just like to say that the reason it is so high is because the road maintenance is included in this, as
Yeah.
well as
I think you told us that last time.
major payment on the wastewater treatment plant in Somersville.
Yeah, great.
That's being upgraded. Okay. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Sorry, I gave you those.
All right. Updates from boards and commissions, we have none. Pending business, we have none. New business, staffing request to keep Andrea Vetrano, our town sanitarian, on a per diem basis at $50 an hour until we can fill the position. We've been working on this, trying to fill this position already for several weeks, but it's going to take us a while longer to
You have to tackle somebody.
find somebody. Yeah, that's your job. So you start practicing. Okay. I hear a motion on this? I mean,
Yeah, I have to make a motion.
Andrea, as you know, Andrea is leaving. I think last day is the end of this month. Is that correct?
Next Wednesday. Second.
Well, thank you very
Second
much.
of
Thank you for
July.
your service and all you've done.
Yeah, she's been terrific, and we're lucky to have had Andrea work for us, and that shoots too short a period of time, of course. But she's definitely fit into our workforce, and is a great representative of the town when it comes to dealing with issues that require regulatory enforcement.
I'll second that motion.
I didn't get a chance to read it.
Oh, okay.
Staffing request to keep Andrea Vitano, town sanitarian, per diem basis at $50 per hour until the position is filled.
All right, so I'll second that. Had a couple of questions.
Great. Go ahead.
Number one, Andrea, thank you for agreeing to stay on. We appreciate it and look forward. I fully support this. My question is, Melissa, I understand that you were going to be doing some of this work as well.
Yes. So unfortunately, Todd is out this week, so we don't have a plan finalized. But I am going to come in office because I'm also a sanitarian, a registered sanitarian as well, to keep up with the septic work and make sure none of that stuff falls behind. As far as a schedule, we haven't finalized that as well. I have to work that out with my other job as well. And also figure out a long-term plan, just because I've been overseeing some of the applications that have been coming in, and unfortunately there are no qualified candidates at this time.
Sounds familiar.
Well, it's just a very interesting time in public health. I was just explaining to Andrea, there's like 7 other towns and districts that have posted jobs this week as well, so we're competing with the rest of the state.
That's not good.
Yeah. So we definitely need to figure out more of a long-term plan, because we might have to go the route of hiring someone who doesn't have all of the right certifications just yet, has some of them, just because sanitarians are a jack of all trades. You know, you need 2 septic certifications, you need a food certification, what else am I missing? Lead certification. There's so many, and unfortunately, it's all in the hands of the state to certify these people. So there's a little bit of a lag time with that as well. So we do need to come up with a long-term plan on what we're going to do if we were to hire someone that has maybe, their first.
Well, as I recall, when Andrew came on board, she didn't have all her certifications either, right?
I was missing 2. I didn't hear any of that.
Right.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the one that might take the longest is the food certification, and I just know
Which one?
The food certification.
Flu.
Just because
Food.
So for the restaurants and,
Yeah.
and all of that stuff in the school systems, just because the state handles that certification, there's a very extensive process where the candidate has to do, like I would have to take them out for 25 inspections where they would shadow with me.
Wow.
And then they would submit the paperwork to the state, and then they would get standardized by the state as well and go through like a food inspection training officer who's someone else outside of the town altogether. So, and I know just from talking to other chief sanitarians and directors that there is a lineup of candidates that would be before, even before we submit the paperwork, there's so many other candidates throughout the state that would be ahead of this person. So, whereas Andrea may have been able to get it within a year, that timetable, there might not be anything that the person can do to change that timetable to make it go a little bit faster. So just wanted you guys to be aware of that as well. When Todd returns on Monday, I will be his first call.
Great.
Just because Andrea and I, have sat down this week to just kind of figure out a plan going forward. Like I said, I will be figuring out the septic inspections and stuff. It will probably be on a Friday. I know you guys are closed on Fridays, but that's just the day of the week that tends to work for my schedule a little bit better, so I can provide some consistency for the installers, so at least they know they can get work on Fridays. But I'll try to be as flexible as I can until we can.
We understand. It's difficult. We know.
Yeah.
We get it.
Well, thank you for all that. That wasn't exactly where I was going.
Okay.
But I guess what I'd say, number one, Andrea, thank you. I think it's going to be a good bridge. I think together, you and Melissa, I think, can help to kind of keep the lights on, per se. I think everything you just said, I think it's going to be another conversation. And I would just say kind of one thing at a time. And I think we got to look at that. Part-time health districts are kind of a dying breed. I think we got to just look at what's the future for Summers, because all those challenges you just described are, I think, what we're facing. So that'll be another day, though.
Yes.
But I guess my question to you, and it's probably a follow-up conversation with Todd, and then another day in front of us.
Yes.
I think it's important that we compensate you fairly as well, because I think some of this work you're going to be taking on is above and beyond what you signed up for as our health director. So I think we got to just decide what that looks like. Well, it's not fair to you, because the day-to-day line inspections, the work that Andrea was doing full-time, was not what we originally signed you up for. So I think we just need to look at that, talk to Todd, let's work something out. I'd support that. And I think it's going to be kind of a full team effort to kind of get us through
Definitely.
the next few months. 'Cause I would imagine Andrea probably has some time. She's not available. There's always those middle of the night things. I mean, there's a lot. So,
Well, the bottom line is we're not going to be able to provide the timely service that we have in the past going forward. It's not going to be quite as responsive, I wouldn't think.
Yeah, and I think Andrea's done a very good job of, communicating that with the establishment owners, septic installers, so they're at least prepared for it. It's not something that's just going to be out of the blue.
They won't be shocked.
Yeah, and she's provided at least the septic installers with my contact information, just so it's a little bit easier for them to schedule.
Yep.
We're trying to make the transition as smooth for everyone as we can.
okay.
Great.
Well, thank you.
Jen will be monitoring my voicemails. I'll still have access to my emails and the permit link, so we're all kind of have hands in the pot here to
Keep the lights on.
keep the lights on.
And for the building part of it, when people are applying for, pools, additions, building houses, so Andrea will still have the full access to, and is willing to review plan reviews for us.
So
Thank you very
when
much.
Todd
Appreciate
returns next week, then we'll put together a plan,
Yes.
some kind of a schedule, and
Okay.
points of contact, that kind of thing. Great.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Just going to vote.
Did we, discussion, all right, we've already
I don't think
introduced
we
it.
vote.
Not yet. All those in support of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you. Discussion about the Charter Revision Commission report. Okay, we received their report on Monday. You got a copy of that,
Yes,
right?
I did.
Yeah. 23rd. And they too have a schedule to meet. And I think that it would be helpful for the Board of Selectmen to meet with the Charter Revision personnel themselves sooner than later to just discuss any questions we have or concerns or whether we like the language they've presented. And so therefore, I was going to schedule that for next Monday at 5 o'clock.
Monday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday 1st.
You're throwing me a curve.
I'm sorry, yeah. Thanks for straightening me out, yeah.
Sorry.
Yes, Tuesday.
Told me July 1st when we got.
Yeah, July 1st is Tuesday, right?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Then you switch it to the 30th. Just to make
Yeah.
Panic.
Just make sure you're still awake. You've got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what me.
Okay.
So, yeah, I got it 5 o'clock?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock on the 1st. All right.
And it's going to be right here.
All right. Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, also, while we're talking about that, let's see, what... Okay. Also, while we're looking at our schedules, we might want to think about when the next Selectmen meeting will be. But Bill's going to be out of town for quite some time.
10, 12 days, yeah.
Yeah. So we're trying to accommodate that. So one of the things we were thinking about was to have the first meeting in July of the Board of Selectmen on the 1st of July at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. A special meeting. Is that, would you be available for that?
So, before this meeting that we just
Right,
talked
4
about?
o'clock, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I don't see anything at this point. So,
Okay.
4 o'clock selectmen's meeting now?
Right, special meeting.
Okay, all right, we'll add that.
And we would take up like the firefighter contract and several of these other pending issues, I would assume.
I'll change the date on the bonding resolution to do it on that date as well.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, so special selectmen's meeting, and that's at 4 o'clock.
right.
4 to 5?
4, yeah, we'll be out of there before 5, for sure.
So you'll have to post the agenda probably tomorrow then, right? Because Kim's out.
We can start working. We'd have to post it by Monday.
48 hours, right?
24.
24.
24.
Okay.
we'd have to post it by 4 o'clock Monday, but we can start working on it tomorrow and make sure that, all the bonding language, for example, is all there and proper.
All right, so we have the special
Not
meeting.
to try and sound important, but I'm going to put it as the first thing on the agenda because I got to cut out.
Right.
So
Okay.
I got to leave here and go straight to Hartford.
I mean, you could probably phone in too if you needed to at 4.
Yeah,
We could take
I'll have to
the,
play with the calendar and see.
take the agenda out.
So
of
we could
order.
deal with a union contract at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, that would make sense.
It'll also be on the agenda.
Okay, you add that too?
Yeah.
All
And
right.
then the second meeting in July, because Bill's going to be away.
So we got to meet on the 3rd then?
No.
All right, so we'll cancel that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, cross that one off your calendar.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
And then we also cross off the one on the 17th, which was originally planned.
So no 17th either?
No. And we would meet on Thursday, the 24th. Which we've already got. We're going to schedule a charter revision public hearing at 6 o'clock that evening here in the auditorium.
What day is that?
The 24th of July.
24th is
Right,
the-
the Thursday,
24th,
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, public hearing.
Public hearing, charter revision.
Public hearing, try to remember.
Which is required, by the way.
All right,
Even
it starts
though-
at what time?
6 o'clock,
And it goes to
7.
7.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then the Board of Selectmen would meet, I guess we could meet at 5. Would that be better than at 7?
Be good for me.
So 5 o'clock, probably better for all the town staff to have to attend too.
5 o'clock
Yeah.
special meeting, 6 o'clock public hearing.
And that would work
The one that
out.
was on the 17th is going to be moved to the 5 o'clock.
24th.
24th.
I mean, it would help me personally, but I think it would also work because there's 5 Thursdays in that month, and it would kind of, because then we would meet again on August 7th, 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
So it would kind of spread them out
That's
so
right.
that we have, for the payments and things.
Yeah.
It gives you 23 days of payments.
Okay, so that's, so now we got
There will
Brian
not
can
be any.
handle that.
There will not be any payments on Tuesday.
this Tuesday.
This coming Tuesday. We're
Are
not-
we going to meet this coming Tuesday?
Yes,
Oh, we are going to meet this Tuesday?
on the 1st, that's the
Yeah,
first.
first.
Oh, the 1st.
That's the charter
There's
revision.
nothing on Thursday.
No.
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 Right, so we're going to meet 4 o'clock
4 o'clock
on
is
Tuesday, July 1st,
Yeah,
Board of Selectmen special meeting.
yeah, and then the other one's gone.
Then we have another special meeting of the Board of Selectmen of the Charter Revision Commission at 5 o'clock on
Yeah.
the 1st.
On the
of
1st,
July.
right. And then you
And then
choose.
the next Board of Selectmen meeting for the month of July would be on the 24th
Right, at 5
at
o'clock.
5 o'clock,
Yeah, got that.
followed by a public hearing of the Charter Revision recommendations
All
that
right,
the board
so-
would sponsor.
Yes.
All right. Glad I brought my calendar with me.
I
Yeah,
brought both calendars, Bob, this time. I got both of them with me, so.
okay, good.
Okay. So I think we're done talking about the Charter Revision Commission, correct?
Yep.
All right. Next item on the agenda is the correspondence from the Cultural Commission regarding Piedmont Hall. And I thought it might be helpful just to read what they're saying, just because there's a lot of detail in here and a lot of specifics about what needs to be addressed. And of course, Todd Rowland is not here, but he can.
I would think he'd be the first stop
Yes.
on this. I mean, we've had opportunities over the past couple of years to fund anything there. We've done a roof with ARPA money, done handicap entrance. We spent a lot of money in that place, and this is the first time I've ever heard. I mean, this is more maintenance than it would be capital, I believe.
Yeah, I think so too. I think some of it might be capital, but like the cupola and stuff is capital.
Would we need a steep grant for this or something like that?
We could use LoSiP funding in the future for it, but
There's a whole bunch of things, but this
Okay,
year.
let me just read the letter. It says, to the Summers Board of Selectmen, dated June 9th, 2025, from the Summers Cultural Commission.
1 foot out the door.
It says, as you are aware, the Cultural Commission holds numerous activities that draw the public into Piedmont Hall. Some of these activities are the open mic series,
They have a new roof. I'm unaware of the leak still leaking.
the coffee house series, our renowned photography and art shows, as well as our regular commission meetings. Our events draw crowds both locally and from out of the area. The appearance of Piedmont Hall has become one of neglect. This is their letter, not me talking, of course. The members of the Summers Cultural Commission wish to bring this sad state of affairs to light. A short list of problem areas that need attention are as follows. The windows, some of which are cracked and missing storm windows, disintegrating window shades, the unsightly curtains that are badly in need of replacement, missing outside siding, the difficulties with inclement weather causes rain to enter the cupola. Instead, rain stains the ceiling tiles. The outside fan transoms over the windows are weathered and peeling. The porch railings are rusted and in need of paint. All these issues may well represent possible safety hazards to not only our Cultural Commission members, but also to the public that visits. Because the windows are not functional, it behooves us to consider reinstating an air conditioner in this space, especially for the photo and art shows that become incredibly uncomfortable and as seasons change. We understand that the budget is tight. We ask that you consider reevaluating Piedmont Hall and all of its intrinsic value to our community. Let's make this wonderful old building something to be proud of. Signed by Ann Levesque, chairman of the committee, as well as 8 other members. Okay. So is there anything you want to say on that, Mike? Anything else you want to say?
No, I'm just saying that, I know that, because my wife's on this committee,
Public Works should look at that list.
and my wife's been talking to Todd.
Running out of time, I was going to say maybe even next year's budget. It's probably already told Ryan what he's giving back. So, I mean, I take exception when people think that we're being tight on something like this. We've never been tight. As long as there's a need, we've always funded it. So.
Well, that's good. That's good to hear because the building, in a lot of ways, is a disaster. Well, hopefully, we can act on it.
Well, it's a building that's, needless to say, important to the center of town and to town activities.
All right, good.
Yeah, I think we have our public works look at it, like we said, and we'll get a report back.
We love that building.
All right, that's good. That'd be nice to hear. Get a report back on that. That would be super.
Okay. Okay, we have a separation payout request for Mike Marinaccio. Do you want to take care of that, Brian?
We're hoping to get this in so that we can put it in the upcoming payroll. The calculated balances and calculated hourly rate. Payout would be for $64,664.73. We're requesting that the Board of Selectmen approve this so that we can pay this out in the next payroll.
And if you could also authorize me to sign it,
Yep.
that'd be helpful. Yeah. Look at that.
Okay, make the motion to approve the separation payout to Mike Marinaccio in the amount of $64,664.73 and authorize the first selectman to sign it.
Second.
Any further discussion on the motion? All those in support say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you. And Mike, we're not going to have a list of congratulatory things to say about you tonight. We're going to hold that until tomorrow.
We're going to wait till tomorrow.
Dinner. So you have to sit through that tonight.
I haven't finished refining the list yet. And then the last thing, Mike and I talked about it, and he's agreed to continue consulting for the town, especially in the areas of the Summersville Mill Apartments project and the BOE HVAC project. So in discussions, we came up with an agreed upon rate of $100 an hour. And so we are requesting that the Board of Selectmen enter into an agreement at a rate of $100 an hour with Mike to consult for current and future major projects in town.
Need a motion for this?
Yeah, I would make a motion to agree to the consulting fee with Mike Marinaccio at the rate of $100 per hour, and any consulting and current and future work that he does in this on any town projects.
Great.
Second that motion.
Okay. Any discussion on the motion?
No, I think this is what we had planned for when we budgeted, and I'm grateful that Mike's agreed to stay on to, share his expertise, and I think it's going to help with continuity, and
Absolutely.
I know I'm going to rely on him for the HVAC project, so I'm glad he's agreed to stay on.
And although we always will agree on the scope of that project, and he will always control the scope, so it's never going to be an overrun.
Your opinion is very valuable. Okay.
Thank you.
All those in support of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
So Brian, I know you're sending stuff out about all these meetings, so just...
I'm not sending anything out about it.
Oh,
That's Kim's job.
Oh, okay.
I'm just filling in for Kim today.
It looks like stuff is coming out, though.
I sent you the red line version of the contract. I sent
Union
that out.
contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Yeah.
I got that. The union contract, and then there was, you also sent about the special board meeting on Tuesday. Is that you that sent that?
That was not me.
Oh, well, somebody did.
Somebody did send an invite out. I just saw it come on my calendar.
It says right here, there's a special Board of Selectmen's meeting to discuss claims and pending litigation from 4 to 5.
Maybe Kim LaFleur is listening in.
She's watching.
Yeah.
It's a what?
Yeah.
What's the meeting invite?
For the 1st of July.
The 1st of July, before the meeting on
For the special Board of Selectmen meeting at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, because we're going to be we're going to be reviewing at 5 o'clock the recommendations of the charter revision.
Yeah, no, I didn't get that invite.
Okay,
Actually says it came from you, Bob. So, okay.
I
wonder if it got refreshed, because, yes, okay. It's all
Well, if
good.
I did it, I must have good psychic powers because I didn't do it with my fingers.
Yeah, okay. It's all good. But it's fine. We're meeting, so.
All right, but I'm just saying that we just make sure, Tim, if you just make sure this, all these things are sent out.
Definitely.
So we're very clear as to where, when.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Very good.
Okay.
Just make sure no questions you have right now.
No, I don't. I've asked you a million of them, you haven't been mad at them.
Oh, okay. Great.
Very patient.
All right.
Thank you.
We're still buddies. Yeah. Okay. We need a motion to adjourn.
Happy to make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that motion.
We're done.
Thank you.
5:44.